What's up, everybody? Back with some more Dungeons of Dreadmore. Let's see how long we can last. So we're gonna go, in case you didn't see, we're gonna go with Dwarvish Moderation, which is the mid-level permadeath, of course, and Realm of the Diggle God is just an add-on that gives us a little bit more content. So we're gonna use the same as last time. I'll go over what they are this time. So we're gonna go with Unarmed Combat, which means we can hold the shield, but we will not be using any weapons. Artful Dodger, which will help us evade enemy attacks. Golemancy, which is going to be our primary offensive. Assassination, which will allow us to deal critical blows more often. Big Game Hunter, which is going to give us bonus experience every time we kill something. Magic Training, which is going to make this have enough mana to sustain our Golemancy. And then we're going to use Wand Lore, because this gives us 3 wands to start with to help us through the early game. We can swap out Wand Lore for something else. In the past, I've swapped it out for things like, where is it? Promethean Magic, because that gives you fire, and I've swapped it out for things like Shield better. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going work with Wand Lore here, because I like it one of the best items. So we're not going to have a lot of health. We're going to name this hero 10. Oh, I should have named her 11 since I just finished watching show with the protagonist whose name was 11. If you haven't seen Stranger Things yet, by the way, you should check it out. So we're going to try to keep this to about 10-minute episodes. This is the first room of the dungeon. There's always 2 items, a drink and a food vendor. So you can come back, we'll open the door, and we have a Diggle. On the first level of the dungeon, we're going to run into mostly things like Diggles. Let's see what we got as starting items. This is turn-based game, so I don't have to worry about getting attacked. We get a Handy Wand. I don't like Handy Wands much. They move people around. Tentacle Wand. This is awesome. This does a ton of damage to entire areas. And a Rock Wand. Rock Wands create like a piece of wall. And then our first golem ability is Animate Blade Being, which I'll use right now. So that'll put a little thing between us. That's annoying. We got instantly countered by that. So we start off with a few items and a few weapons. So we start off with a cracked orb, which we're not going to use because we are best skilled in unarmed combat, and we have the blackjack ability. So we're going to just put that in here. We'll sell that later. We start off with our n-dimensional lathe, which is used to take wands, take old burnt out wands and make them into wands that are not burnt out. So we can reuse our wands, which is good. And then I picked up a Helm of Threepwood, but because I already have a helm that I start with a Golemancer's Cap, which gives me a little bit of a few different things, including armor. I'm gonna not switch that helmet out. So this is a Diggle Hole. Well, I'm getting a really rotten early pull there. So this is a Diggle Nest Hole. Jeez, and there was a trap there too. We're just going to stand here while we regain health. So if I press spacebar, it'll skip a turn. Now, 17 health is not amazing, but it's better than what I had a minute ago. I do not want to fight 2 Diggles, so what I'm going to do is grab one of these Diggle eggs and run. One by one, I could take them pretty easily. But especially this early on in the dungeon, we're super weak. We really don't want to engage more than one at a time. Come on. Okay, come on. So you saw him walk over. A few things that are helping us out here. If we go to our character sheet, our skill sheet rather, you can see that we have started with, for our unarmed combat, we have started with the ability giving us 1 random damage, pretty much for everything, and then 3 unarmed. This is increasing our Diffugity Flow, increases our dodge ability. We have our Blade Being. Next thing we'll be getting will be this mustache animation, because it's going to animate mustache. It'll give us a little guy to fight with us, a little pet. This is going to be giving us mana. Here we have the Blackjack ability, which is a random pop-up that does additional damage. Next we'll get Slim Customer as well, because it gives us a little bit more damage as well. This is our Wand Lore. We're not going to probably take anything in Wand Lore because we just needed it so we could get those first 3 wands. And then here's the Trophy Collector, which gives us additional, Big Game Hunter, which gives us additional damage. And if we survive long enough, additional experience. If we survive long enough, we can actually pull this all the way down to release the hounds, which gives us a giant ravenous pack of diggles. It's an amazingly awesome ability. You can use it every 60 moves. We're getting a couple good items here. So these are softballs. They're a throw and a weapon item, so that's going to help protect us as well until we can get that experience. On the right side, you'll see how close we are. We have 95 out of 125. The one thing we have to be really careful about is traps. We are low enough that traps will finish us. So we're going to throw some softballs at some people over here. Try to kill them. Leveling up kind of just in time here. We're going to grab that mustache golem, and we're going to deploy it right in front of death there. And that's going to give us our own little guy to fight. We're going to help our golem out. Let's do blade being here and here. And that's it for my mana. So to get mana, we're going to drink booze. We started with just a couple things of booze. It's not going to regain me a ton of mana, but it's going to be enough to drop another blade being there, so that once this guy gets over to us, I'll throw us. There we go. So as you can see, that mustache golem, super effective. Certainly a lot more effective than my tossing of baseballs here. But the softball tossing is worth it if it keeps me away from enemies, because even though we're specializing in unarmed combat, oh, hey, there's an unfriendly AI there. We do not want to fuck with that guy. That unfriendly AI is a pretty serious creature to fight against. Oh, there we go. Nice job. Yeah, so I'm not going to open this door. I'm going to let the unfriendly AI do its thing. We're not strong enough to fight it yet. It's a creature from lower down in the dungeon that somehow ended up here. I think this foppish tunic is going to be better than the robe we have. Yep, it is. So if we look at our character sheet, we can see it's going to give us 2, and if we look down, we can see what kind of damage it is. I think that's slicing, 1 piercing. I know this, so that's 1 counter chance, and then 2 dodge chance. So that'll bring our dodge chance up to 15. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of stats in this game, but they're all shown in that spot. You can see I'm kicking down doors, and when I kick into a door, there's like an actual thing. There'll be a name sometimes for rooms. This is the Stockade of Legs. I don't know why. But you also can get lockpicks, which are obviously very useful. Hey, don't kick the golem. Golem. There we go. I needed to pick up the boost. Oh, so that's good. We got that switch revealed all the traps in the room as I walk over one of them. Is that the only food I have? That's bad. I'm definitely in a bad spot. So that was a statue of Dredmor. Oh, geez, the Lord of this realm.
You need more mana.
And we actually need to port out of there, because I do not have enough mana to summon my golem. Let's drink some booze. And he's over there. It's not actually the most damage from a Diggle I've ever seen. It's in rate only 20 health. I mean,
Critical hits. Critical hits.
should be able to get through him. Yeah, we got through him there. So that the softballs are nice for keeping out of range of damage. Sorry, just took a message out really quick. I'll just edit this part out. Okay, and we're back. I'm going to try to make this first episode about 10 minutes long. We'll get to a natural stopping point, hopefully, pretty soon. So if you look up... Oh, I'm in trouble. If you look up at the mini-map, you'll see that I was up here in this room, and I hit that teleporter, and it brought me all the way down here. Go ahead and cast my golem there, and I'm going to eat a Diggle Egg, so that over the next few turns, I will get myself leveled up. So we did level up there, so the next thing we're going to take is License to Cast. We don't really need this, What this does is actually prevent other creatures from casting spells. It'll be useful later. We don't actually need this right now. What we need it for is so that when we get to Mortal Machine right here, we can still we should have enough mana to get it. So what I did last game, and I'm going to do it again this game actually, is I'm going to take Throwing Buffalo technique. This is going to allow us to keep enemies away from us, and it's going to give us a little bit more damage if we do end up running into enemies. And then we'll start back on Golomancy a little bit later. We could also go with Slim Customer. Slim Customer gives us again more of a dodge chance and more of a damage, more of a counter damage. So if we look at our stats here, let's take a look. Let's go into our character sheet, and we can see that this is critical chance. That was what that was going to give us. So let's go skills. Move this over just a little bit. Most UI elements are movable. That one is not. At least not while the book is open. So what we're going to choose between here, I've got two choices. So we can do Throwing Buffalo technique, which we can do every 6 turns, and it gives us 1. And if we look over here and we look at what that skill is, it's like gives us 1. The only thing we're not getting out of any of these is HP, and unfortunately for me, I'm going to be a low HP character. This one I think is probably one of the better ones, so that's going to give us a little more enemy dodge reduction. It's going to give us just a little bit more block chance, which hopefully we'll find a shield. Yeah, let's grab this for the block chance. And it's on the other abilities and the other stats it's going to give us. Hopefully I'll find a shield pretty soon. Golem was having his way with something over here. Here's a bookshelf. Bookshelves give us recipes. Oop, that flipped really fast off. I got some flip-flops. It's another piece of armor. Aquavitae. This is an item for... Tried to defuse that trap and failed horribly. Talk about Aquavitae for a second. I put it over here, which is... we don't want it there. These are potions, so we can keep these. Potion of Dire Empowerment is a last-ditch moment. These are crossbow bolts. I don't have a crossbow, I don't think, so I'm not sure what it's equipping to. Yeah, I don't have a crossbow, so I guess I would just throw them... I don't know. But I don't take a penalty for crossbow use with unarmed, so I can continue... That's the Thrown Buffalo technique. Very useful for knocking enemies back and out of the way, and I can do that once every 6 turns. Oh, we got a little gold room here and some sewer brew. We are at full mana because I haven't cast anything in a while. Old Mustachey here is doing pretty good on its own. So normally I would take that teleporter straight back to where I was, but I see there's a shrine up here. It's a Mellow Shrine. Mellow Shrines don't really do anything. Throughout the game there are several different shrines, different gods. Some of them are helpful, some of them are hurtful. Pull the lever, you hear the sound of machinery. Interesting. That's probably a door opening somewhere. I got some wooden bolts. I do collect as much as I can. Oh, smash that chest and it didn't open. As much as I can, I do collect items. At some point on each level there's a store. Uh-oh, we got a change in music. Seem to... That was a nice infinite try for that trap because the launcher's all the way up here, and so it was hitting that door right there. Whatever's behind that door is probably what's triggering that sound, so I'm going to go ahead and not go over there. I don't know where Mustachey went. He ran away. Sometimes the golems can get... Oh, that is a good wand. Golems can get lost. We'll put the bolts back in here. So we've got 3 bolts and a spear. None of those are going to help us, though. So this is a Pearlescent Wand. Basically, it will turn enemies into undeads. It will kill them. Ooh, that's frightening. This thing is amazing. Bolt of Mass Destruction. We'll probably end up selling that when we find the store. Another robe. Oh, and a Wand of Transmogrification. So I'm not going to use these wands at the moment. Your body got a little moister. Oh, there's our golem, way over there. Since he wasn't aware of us, we got an easy crit on that one. Come on. Alright, there. Now we can go tackle that door. Golem set off a trap. Okay, come on, buddy. There we go. Gotta... He's at about 3/4 health. Let him walk over. Let's get that door open. Nothing too crazy over here. There's another door over here. I was expecting a monster room. Which I've occasionally found on the first floor. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a pretty natural stopping point. Let's cut the first episode here, and then you guys come on back, and we'll have another one for you later this week.